Brothers, sisters, and others of all colors, welcome back to another YouTube video. This time. Um, I just got to thinking about diversity all of a sudden. And so, guess what, motherfuckers? I'm going on a rant again. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I love diversity, okay? Uh, ever since I was in my amazing atheist phase, and I was putting diversity in my media, in my works, whatever that was. Any game idea I had, I was putting diversity in there. I feel my fucking head burning. Am I doing something fucked up? I don't fucking know. Whatever. So whatever. I'm sharing my thoughts. All right. So I'm a diversity head. Okay. I've had diversity in almost. I almost always make it an effort to put diverse characters in literally everything. And it's to the point where, I actively exclude characters sometimes in the name of diversity, or I actively exclude or put things like put more black people, more women, more trans people in my media. Okay, what that media is, too fucking bad. You gotta wait. Um, and so do I. We all have to wait. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not anti-diversity at all. All right, this just goes out to anyone out there who anyone out there who feels like, you know there are people who don't care about diversity or anything like that, and how like everybody's got to do it. Look, listen, the people who care, okay? The people who it matters to. You don't have to worry about anything. I mean, you do have to worry about it for whatever reasons you have, but from my perspective, you're gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. There are people out there who, holy shit, this scab kind of looks like a dead leaf. Look at that shit. That's crazy. What the fuck? Anyway, sorry. Um, you don't have to worry about it. Why? Because, I care about diversity, and there are plenty of other people who care about diversity. There's not just cynical corporate interests that care about diversity either. Some people are just gonna resist it because there are people who just resist shit. And it's like that's just a part of like what that person is a very, you know somebody who has a lot of resistance, somebody who blocks things out. Now I have a deeper sort of perspective on that I'm letting on, but there's a lot of explaining to do. It comes back to like Jungian type and fucking it just comes back to fucking SI and NI, okay? And that some people are just going to be less receptive to receiving new information. Now, and it's likely due to like brain structure and environment and stuff like that, right? Some people are less open-minded. That doesn't make them worse people. It doesn't. It's just another way to live. It's another person, another kind of person. The beliefs that those people might hold, all right, might be pretty ass to me, an ass to you probably. But yeah, all I'm saying is that, you know, the people who care, the people who don't care right now, but they will care soon. And you gotta hold out and you gotta be patient and you gotta wait for that to happen. Um, and that is my message to you, uh, diversity enjoyers, okay? Put yourselves out there, okay? If you're a diversity enjoyer, put yourself out there. If you feel underrepresented, if you keep putting yourself out there and you find the right people, who want to put you people like you in media, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make our stories, and we're gonna have people like you in media that is being sold. But you got to find the right people to put to express this concern to, and trust that it's gonna take off. And it might not. The first thing you see might not, and that's fine. Now, obviously, it's all just my opinion on the issue. It's all just what how things might go. Things might go horribly wrong. You might end up saying, "Hey, look, you guys, uh, I'm from Malaysia, and I want to be in more, or I want Malaysian people to be in more media," and they might all laugh you out of the room. But guess what? Those guys are fucking dickheads. They weren't gonna freaking represent you anyways. So, who gives a shit what they think? On to the next one. Now you know. You don't just know, you super know that they suck. And hopefully you learning about their suckiness doesn't result in anything more than just a sense of a distaste in your mouth. Hopefully it doesn't result in something even worse happening. I'm hoping for that. I'm praying for that personally. Because, like, yeah, I want you guys to be able to put yourself to feel free to put yourselves out there if you want to be represented by artists, by people who create media. um, and if this is already being done, and I almost guarantee that it is, then awesome. And I fully 100,000% reinforce the idea that this kind of thing continues to happen. And I want to say, for those of you who feel anxious about the issue, okay, continue to feel anxious, because your anxiety is good for protecting you from whatever might happen. All right. And so, from your perspective, I respect that it's good for you to be anxious, but also, I'm not that scared, because it's going to be all right. I'm going to make it in media. I'm going to make it in my own media. Um, well, I guess that's kind of fucked up, isn't it? It's like, oh yeah, well, I make stuff. So, what about the people who don't make stuff? How are they going to find themselves in media? I mean, you could also make stuff, but that's kind of a mid suggestion, no? Because if I'm telling you, oh yeah, just make stuff, then I'm kind of like sleeping on how hard it actually is to make something. Anything, really. At least, I mean, like, you can draw stick figures all day. I mean, maybe they'll gain traction, but I mean, I don't know. But if you're making a professional grade, professional quality art of any kind, it's going to take forever. I'm writing a story right now. I'm on chapter 2 of like 8. It's not a story, it's a story for a game. And I think I started writing like last month. Now, honestly, I've been on and off, but I haven't even started writing chapter 2 really. I just have like events down. What I'm saying is, like, it's hard, and I understand how hard it is, and also I do believe that you're still going to find the right people who will represent you. You will find the right artists who will want to represent you in their media. Um, and also, I want to let you know that when you act from a position of this intense anxiety, you're prone to be forceful uh, and distrusting towards the people around you. And that can be a big turnoff for the people who do want to represent you. I know it was a turnoff for me, because back when I was in my amazing atheist phase and I was still representing people, I still felt like, yeah, you fucking assholes are freaking trying to force me to represent you. What if it's just not a part of my vision? And then it's like, it was pretty fucking dog shit because I kept hearing bullshit like, oh, well, why isn't it a part of your vision? Who gives a fuck? It's, you know, like, who cares why it's not? Why do you care why it's not? It's just not. So, right? Like, it's just not. That's all there is to it. Do you think that just because I hear some intense argument, where you spend like 80 fucking years going through the history of fucking Uzbekistan, all right, that I'm just going to instantly change everything I think about my project and all of the things? Guess what? Also, I've tried that shit and it fucking sucks ass. I have Asperger's, okay? Autism, good old autism. And I went through this conversation myself. Um, One of my characters, she's a very strange woman. Okay, she's just like she's just weird. Okay, she's unkempt. She's actually, you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna. I'll say it as it is. Look, she is not like a. What the fuck? That scared the fucking balls off of me. Anyways, the point is, I have a character, okay? And I pressured myself into making her autistic. I did. And I used the same exact bullshit. And then one point of my story, I got hit by a moment where I was like, wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. Because she's like super into like performing on stage. I would hate to perform on stage. Now, I've read some articles that autistic people can perform on stage, and it's better than and different to regular social interaction. But in that moment, I felt that I made a mistake instantly. And it might not have worked. It might not have worked. I wrote an entire chapter of my story. This is like a book in one chapter, because this is not a fucking book, it's a game. I wrote a fucking entire book's worth of words. Do you guys understand that? Okay, it was like more like a third of a book. All right. 20 fucking thousand words. Under the illusion that this character, I had no good reason to make this character not autistic. I tried to force myself to do what you motherfuckers told me to do. And guess what? It could have bit me in the ass. Fortunately, I still absolutely love this character. I absolutely love her. She's great, and she has her moments. I've took the effort to do a little bit of research, and to try to represent her autism and her symptoms and her engagement with life. I've done the research, and I've put them in there, and I absolutely love it, and I love her for it. So technically, there isn't a problem. But the fact that there could have really been like a major issue being created by this thing goes to show that there are unforeseen consequences to your actions. And just because you think that, oh yeah, just because I did fucking 5 billion years of research on this one particular obscure topic about the history of this particularism, just because you think that that research somehow fucking translates into your knowledge of what somebody else's fucking story is and why they're writing that story, just because you think that doesn't mean it's true. Your random inclusion, your random suggestion could throw off somebody's entire flow. It could throw somebody's entire story. And then they go back through their fucking shit and they're like, What the fuck? What went wrong? Oh, I listened to that motherfucker again. I listened to those motherfuckers try to tell me how to fucking do my shit. Think about that. Come on, man. So, no. Just because you did a fuck ton of research on this thing, alright, doesn't mean that it will necessarily help in all scenarios. Is it good to know that information just in case I start writing another story? Sure. And if I'm not a responsible creator, should I be taking heat? Should I be taking pressure? I won't give a shit because I'm not a responsible creator. I just won't. And there's nothing you can do about it. If I'm not a responsible creator, I'm not a responsible creator. But, but, me being me being a responsible creator, alright? Me being a responsible creator, in spite of all of the fucking bullshit you guys fucking put me through, by the way, with this fucking nonsense. In spite of my willingness to listen to people who don't give a fuck about me or my story, who just give a fuck about their agenda, and don't even know they're giving a shit about their agenda. Insanity. Focusing on everybody else's agenda. I know I'm in the same club. But it's insanity. It's still fucking insanity. It's still bullshit. It's still nonsense. It's still horrible. It still fucks everything up. You know, I think we could all learn something about this situation. It's that, like, you may not know other people as well as you think you do. And just because, you understand some things about the world and you understand some things about yourself, it doesn't necessarily always translate to people's goals. And if their goals are being disrupted, is that right? Like, okay, fine. Somebody didn't make another fucking G.I. Joe remake, another Commando Guy 5000 game, and instead decided to make Rainbow Diversity Core 64. And they fucking hated they hated making it because, they grew up in a society where they enjoy fucking Modern Warfare 2 or whatever. That's what inspired them to start making stuff. And then they forced themselves to make something that they didn't enjoy. And now guess what? Now they hate the thing that they're doing because they're forcing themselves through it. You guys have to consider the consequences of these suggestions that you guys are making to creators, Does it suck that there's less diversity? Yes. But you can do something about that. And it's like, maybe the solution really is just like, make your own shit. Make your own shit. Offer your suggestions, but as suggestions, be humble. Fucking take your shoes off before you step on my carpet. I don't even live like that, but I understand the sentiment. Take your fucking shoes off before you step on my carpet. Respect my fucking house, bitch. How's that for fucking. How's that for sexism? Okay, that's pretty good. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Get the fuck out of here.